Hey there, my name is Ryan Linder, Executive Vice President, Global Chief Marketing Officer of Stagwell, the challenger network that is here to transform marketing. Coming to you live from the Cannes International Festival of Creativity 2022, where we are at the heart of the festival in the Palais, Speakers Lounge, Stagwell Content Studio, where speakers are coming directly off stage into this studio to share their thoughts and drop some serious knowledge. I am here with Ryan Anderson, my good friend and executive director, consumer at Quest.
So glad to be here, man.
Glad you're here, Ryan.
Weather's hot, but everyone's cool, so we're good.
Well said. I think that's why we're both wearing caps. Too much sun.
That's right.
Well, hey, Ryan, let's get into it.
Yeah.
So how long have you been with Quest?
Coming on 2 years, hard to believe. I joined in the heart of the pandemic, coming from a travel company into a diagnostic company during a 100-year flood. Kind of an interesting change for me, but it's been a really exciting ride.
Coming from Marriott,
Yes.
where you held a pretty big job.
Yep.
You worked with a couple of our agencies.
That's right. 72 and Sunny, naming one.
That's right. It's a pretty big gear shift going to Quest.
Yeah, historically a B2B company, Fortune 500, 10, 11 million, or $1 billion in revenue annually, been around almost 60 years. But they hired me to build a consumer brand in Quest, and it's been pretty awesome so far. We've seen a very interesting kind of paradigm shift take place during the pandemic. One of which being, you talked about the democratization of content. We're seeing the democratization of care, where people are taking more agency in their health. And the second thing is, we all never knew what a PCR test was.
That's right.
2 years ago. Now the entire world does. They know what antibodies are. So there's a mainstreaming of diagnostic testing, and I think that's opened a window for us to, build a new business and interact directly with consumers.
Like you say, interesting time to work at Quest during the pandemic. And from all indications, from what I've seen, and I know what our agencies have experienced to work with you, it's been also an opportunity to level up the Quest brand.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that we've seen from consumers is that they had very episodic interaction with Quest. But over the last couple of years, we've built the opportunity for consumers to buy tests directly online. Sure. The same tests that hospitals use. And, we're trying to introduce to the world a real shift change in how we are able to manage our health and wellness, how we are able to live long and prosper. And one of the ways that we can do that, and we've been measuring biometrics for decades now. You think of the sensors we wear, the connected apps that we have measuring heart rate, reps,
Sure.
calories, all that stuff, biometrics. The next generation are biomarkers. Something that we already do, but typically people are engaging with their doctors first. Going into the doctor's office to then get lab testing. We make that available directly to the consumer. And we've been really deep in replatforming from our MarTech stack to our brand positioning, to our consumer identity. And come Q3, Q4, you're going to see a whole lot of new stuff from Quest.
It's exciting, and having a little sneak peek at what's to come through our relationship.
Yeah.
It is going to do exactly what I mentioned earlier, level up the brand, level up the business. And it's awesome that you're in front of that charge, Rye.
Thanks, man.
So what does transformation look like for you?
Yeah, it's funny. I'm a student of the trade, and when I thought about what we're trying to do here is take a B2B company and build a B2C offering and create a stronger direct relationship with the end user. I don't see a lot of instances of that in the past. So maybe, we're destined for failure because it's not been done before, but I don't think that to be the case. I think it's really interesting for us to think about this Fortune 500 B2B company that is, like a Coke and Pepsi relationship, but in the diagnostic world.
100%.
And create a new relationship, create a new, interaction with the consumer. And when I think about our competition in this space, and when I think about the ecosystem, it's really more in the general health and wellness space. It's the Fitbits of the world. It's the Whoop. It's hydration. It's personalized vitamin. It's meal delivery kits. It's people that want to take a proactive, position in their health, not disintermediate doctors. Rather, create more education and greater dialogue with the entire care team. And I think, to me, this is really a big step forward in terms of the modernization of medicine and the consumerization of healthcare.
Well said, Ryan, which kind of leads me to a natural transition to this next question. What goes into your tech stack?
Yeah, so I mentioned that we are very busy implementing a lot of new technology to deliver a best-in-class user experience. We have a product in place today where you can buy tests online. It was homegrown, bootstrapped, and has done incredible work for us throughout the pandemic. But we recognize the need and opportunity for us to level up our MarTech stack, our commerce, our CDP, our CMS, A/B targeting, all of that stuff. We don't have in place today, but in just a couple of months, we're going to be kind of rocket ship momentum into the 21st century. But that's our MarTech stack. And one thing that I've also been spending a lot of time thinking about is our agency stack. Who are those partners that we're bringing together to us with various expertise in their given discipline? No brand out there I know, big or small, is able to use one single partner.
That's right.
But finding that right mix, we talk a lot about media mix and tech mix. I think agency mix is something that we really need to talk a lot more about. And so I've been thinking about it as our agency stack. Stagwell is playing a heavy role in that stack, working with Instrument on some product design work, Redscout on identity and package design, and most recently GALE with our CRM development. So it's cool to have you guys in play.
And the Harris Poll.
That's right, and the Harris Poll. Free plug.
Absolutely. And I know that we're not the entire
That's
agency
right.
stack that you tap into, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you need flavors that come from outside of the family, but it's great to be in a position to bring you complementary services that make out and kind of round out your full stack.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. And I think, getting to build a relationship with Stagwell has enabled me to learn more about the various disciplines and specialty shops that are out there. I love the independent spirit, don't get me wrong. We have other partners, in other places that are great collaborators. And what I appreciate the most is that everyone is playing nice in the sandbox together. So it's been great to get some, really world-class, grade A talent to come to this brand, help us reimagine how you take a B2B, a behemoth, and create, a consumer-oriented rock star is our hope. And stay tuned. We've got some exciting things to come.
That's awesome. Which brings me to the final question is, second to final. What will we see this time next year?
Ooh, I don't know. You mentioned the stage. It'd be nice to be back here proper.
Yep, absolutely. There's no doubt you're going to be on that stage next year, right?
Some hardware to bring home to across the pond to the States. That'd be pretty cool.
Excellent. We're going to get you there.
All right.
Right.
So, yeah.
Final question.
All right.
If you knew now what you knew then, what is the best professional advice you have ever received?
All right. So Chris Beebe at Ogilvy, my very first place of work many years ago, told me, Ryan, you spend the first half of your career trying to get into meetings, and you spend the second half of your career trying to get out of them. And that is true.
Can't argue with that. That was great, Ryan. Hey, thank you for joining us backstage here in the Stagwell Content Studio. To learn more about Stagwell and how we're transforming marketing, follow us at Stagwell on LinkedIn and Twitter. From Cannes Lions 22, Ryan Linder, Ryan Anderson, we're out.